Okay, I'm here in Chennai in India, and we're at the completion of the humanitarian clown trip, which took us into orphanages, homeless shelters, HIV kids and many other disadvantaged people clowning. And we met some Indian volunteers, and I'd like to introduce you to Santosh. How are you?
Great.
Great. What I would like to know is, firstly, how did you connect with this humanitarian clown group, given that they're from overseas?
It was SEP's projects that was in coordination with Tim Webster, who was part of Humanitarian Clowns, and I happen to know SEP's projects, and it is through them that I came to know about Tim Webster and the Humanitarian Clowns.
Are you a clown?
Well, in some ways I can say that the clown within me is slowly awakening. That much I can say.
And can you say a little bit about your journey up to the point where you decided to join this troupe of clowns and go and visit disadvantaged people?
Oh, I came into this totally by, it was, if I say, sort of coincidence, where I was totally unaware of such an event happening till I landed at Velo. In coincidence, I mean, on the same day that the clowns also landed in Chennai, and I was told by the person in charge of SEP's projects, Emma Koshi, that there's such a thing going on. And then then first few days we met at a dinner on the first day, and then there were training programs for 2 days. And as I got into the program one by one, one event after the other, I started reading signals, and how whether I should be going forward on this. I had still not made a decision at that time, and one by one, during one of the sessions, when you yourself had invited me to talk, and then I was sharing my experience, and then a lot of encouragement from you in the beginning, that gave me a lot of that gave me sort of a signal that I should be going forward on this.
What was your initial impression about clowns?
About the clowns here?
When you first heard about the clowns, what was the initial impression? What did you think clowns would be like?
Well, I saw the photos, I saw the brochure, and I didn't have anything much of an impression. I just felt it was something new, and I didn't know what they were going to do, actually, what this was all about, and that it would be like the way it was. I couldn't conceptualize that. So
okay. And how would you describe yourself? What sort of person are you? What sort of journey do you see yourself as on?
It's been in a spiritual journey for a long time, sort of trying to bring in more perfection in different areas of my life.
What do you regard as perfection?
Perfection would be to be in total complete surrender. There are many aspects that build in that defines perfection. Perfection is when one, you are at complete surrender. You are at many things, actually, but the thing is, I'm not able to put in words exactly now, because it's but somehow within yourself that when it's the right thing, saying the right, having the right thoughts, having the right speech, having the right action. How do you know it's right? I mean, you know it within yourself. So that would be something like perfection.
Mm-hmm. And can you tell us a little bit about your spiritual work? You've got a guru. Perhaps talk a little bit about your experience with this guru.
Yeah, I started about 10 years ago with Vipassana meditation. That's how I come fully into to devote my full time into this in the journey on the path. And it was a couple of years back that I came across Avadut Baba Shivanand, who works with the Sanjeevani and the Shambhavi Shakti. He's also the channel for golden light, yeah. And it's through him that I got the Diksha for Shri Vidya, which is a technique of materialization, and which is one of the sacred techniques, which is not commonly distributed. Which is not commonly distributed now, because now it is given to the masses. Especially, he says it's because of this special time, and that is being distributed to the public.
Can you tell me a little bit about the special time as you see it?
Well, all that I know about is what he has been talking about it. That there is this. He's also been saying that children who are born after 1985, they are special people. That they will be taking birth. They're taking birth only to make use of this special time, because during this time, with very little meditation, you can get much quicker results. And this is that special time they talk about. I don't know anything more about it.
That's fine. And what benefits have you found through Vipassana, which you've talked about before?
Mostly, among many other things, the main thing is sense control. Where at least for sense control, one must have a certain mastery over body sensations, because it's a reaction to body sensations that cause one to go after senses. For example, going after a tasty food, or like getting angry, or whatever, like reacting, like developing an aversion to unpleasant sensations, or a craving for pleasant sensations. It is through this practice of Vipassana that one can maintain sort of a neutral position to both these, and this is what is actually happening at the unconscious level. And this is the contribution of Gautam Buddha to mankind. It was his discovery that at the base level, at the real depth level, that this is the contact between mind and matter. Because even he himself had tried many techniques, he tried to purify in many ways, and still when he found that it had not, that impurities are still there, he went further and he found out this particular relation, and he found out that it is because of this reaction that further misery is being generated, and he found out the way to break this habit, and that is by being equanimous, being balanced to both the pleasant and the unpleasant, not craving for the pleasant sensations and not having a hatred towards unpleasant sensations. This is the base meditation, because at the root level, this is what is actually happening within the mind matter structure. So that for me has been my base meditation from the time I started it, and I did not find, although I'm not attached to any particular practice, that if I found a better technique in this, I would have taken that up. But till now I've not found a technique that could replace this particular thing, because at the essence this is there, and one couldn't overlook it. And with this technique, one could change any habit, which means break any old habit. People talk about having one has an habit, this habit or that habit or whatever, and so how to do it? It's by having mastery over the sensations. And it's a work of a lifetime. It's not easy that you can get this mastery. So it's a very patient. One has to be. It needs a lot of commitment, dedication, and strong aspirations. Because with this, by habit I mean any habit. Any habit means even the habit of eating food. Ultimately, eating food, what we call as food in grocery, it's only a habit, because we are used to a particular system, the way that we were brought up in. We are used to sourcing energy from the gross sources.
That's great. And I just wanted to sort of say, on the clown trip, you've obviously been with a lot of people in respect of helping them to release blockages, and if anyone got injured, you've sort of been there and helped with the healing side of things. What sort of things were you sort of sharing with other participants in the clown group to help them to become more aware?
Firstly, even to be in contact with a person in the group or otherwise, it would be only at the direction of the energy, because once you surrender, it's the energy that is in control. Energy tells you what you have to do to a person, even if it is very simple things like a doctor. You go to a doctor gives you a prescription, but here in the prescription you have to go into meditation and find out what needs to be given. Even if those simple things, it has to be in flow with the energy, because the energy has a healing act there, and if one is not doing it in tune with the energy, then the natural forces are out of it. But it is the energy that actually does the work, and when one is surrenders and just allows that thing to happen, this process happens. So therefore, even though different people have it's been different situations, so ultimately it is in towards directing each one to see the light within.
Terrific.
Because even if it was like a small injury or something, I know that from myself it was not approached from that way. It was not just to heal that particular injury, but actually to look at the person as a whole, and it was all the work was done with energy. The person might just look that okay, that thing got healed, but then there was a work with energy. There's a movement there.
Now that sounds fantastic. We'll have to leave it there, but thank you so much for your time and your inspiration to not only myself but to everybody else that's been on this trip, and we hope that you keep on clowning. Thanks.
Thank you, really.